Hi you guys, thanks for coming back and checking out my tutorials. I'm going to be doing some videos regarding what is in my kit pretty soon, but right now I'm going to be teaching you how I do my quick robots and some little monsters that I created, which I've added the link below where you can see more monsters. And again, always feel free to use these. I'm not sharing this to not use them, so feel free to use these. So first I'm going to start off with a boy robot, and then I'll transfer it into a girl robot. Then the same with monsters. We'll do a boy monster and a girl monster. So I'm starting off with my gray Wolf Brothers. This is color number 006. And I'm going to use my flat brush. So it's by American Painters. It's a 3/4 brush. And I am so sorry. You're going to not see my head here, so let's just move this here. I'm going to try this on my arm today. I think the mermaid one was just much harder with my arm rounded. So I'm just going to get my paint and load it up, and this is going to be for his whole body. So what I do is I start off with a square, of course, for the head, and then I'm going to make his body touching his head. I'm not doing like a neck, and I want to make it a little wider than the head, and of course probably double the head's length, or in height I should say. Now what I'm going to do is just blend it all together, and while this is drying you can either add some glitter to it or you know, let it dry without glitter. A lot of the boys don't want glitter on theirs, so since this is a boy one, you can skip that. But I always like to add a little bit of glitter while it's drying. Then I'm going to make one arm waving, and I'm just adding like a Y shape. The hand is a Y, and come back. And with these, is what's really fun is you can add your own design to it. You know, he could have his arms down. You can change the hands, just whatever you want to make it your own kind of robot. Okay, so now I've got one arm up and one arm down, and now I'm going to add his legs. And right now what I'm using is just a low Cornell 4 round, and I'm going to make the 2 legs. Now you can have his feet facing forward or sideways. I'm going to do one forward so you can see and one sideways. I'm going to make a square for the forward foot so it looks like it's sticking out at you, and the other one's going to be sticking out the side. So he's got one sideways and one straight. And now again I'm just blending everything in so it's drying. Now for the boys I add a little antenna, and I just go straight up like that. Okay, and now while that's drying, before I do all of the black lines, I'm going to add some red buttons, and to the top of his antenna a little red button. So again, I'm using my 4 round brush. I'm going to grab any color they want. I always ask them, what color do you like? Do you like red, green, blue? But you can only pick one. If you have more time you can make it multicolored, but again this is a quick one for birthday parties. And the kids like to choose their colors, so I try to let them be a part of it as much as possible. So now I'm going to do a little red dot for the antenna. And I'm going to do a couple buttons. And just remember, when you're making a girl robot, you don't want a button here and a button here because it looks inappropriate. So I try to keep all the buttons on one side. You can make them big, you can make them small. You can ask the kid how old they are and do that many buttons. Of course, that's like up to 5 years old. After that, I don't think you want 30 buttons on people. Now I'm getting just a really fine brush right now. This is for all my like small lines. I'm getting just the tip of the brush wet, taking it to my Wolf Black and loading it up. And these are going to be all my outlines. So I'm just going to come back and outline the whole thing. Let me tip this just a little, okay. So now I just trace around all my lines. And remember, with cartoons, the simpler it is, the cuter it is. Think anime, just 2 eyes and a mouth kind of a thing. Same with the body. just simplify everything. Okay, so outlining all this. I'm going to add some little lines so it looks like his arms have like little tubes. And now to the other side. Some little lines. And outline his hand. Now his legs, like I said, one foot is facing forward, so depending on what you like to do, I draw my lines down, add a little curve to them, you know, to make them more cartoony, add some little lines, and here's where the feet are different. This one's sideways, so I just draw the square, and this one's forward, so I make it a square like that, and then what I do is I draw a line coming in, and then the foot, like that. So again, you can do whatever you want. You can even make that look a little nicer. Then I want to outline my buttons. Add any like doors or compartments you want with the black. Okay, and then we add a smile or a wiggly line. For the girls, I add a cute little U shape for the smile, so it's more cutesy. For the boys, I like the wiggly line. You're gonna make your eye. I'm gonna use my 4 round brush with the black. And I'm just gonna make a circle and a circle, and then to finish it, I just outline my little antenna, and then we're going to add a little bit of white to it. And I always tell, you know, they're wondering, why are you putting white on it? That looks weird. I always tell them that it needs to be shiny like metal, so this makes it look a little shinier. Let me see, bring my arm this way. And now what I do is just add a highlight in just different little areas. I don't want to go overboard. And always to their eyes, I add 2 dots of white. That way it looks like they're really, you know, looking, they have a soul in them, or whatever you want to call it. And if you want, you could have the little antenna going beep, 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 beep. And that, my friends, is my little robot that I do. And it's a big hit. People love it. When I'm at sports events, I just add like a basketball to his hand or whatever. Again, being pressed on time, you might want to change it up a little bit. And next we're going to do the girl robot.